Hello and welcome back, it's Dave M0OGY. So in this video I'm going to see if I can find anyone on the 10 metre amateur radio band on this Westland 707, which is a DDS converted radio. So we'll see how we get on. So running it into a small amp, well, probably not too small to be honest, it's only on the lowest setting. That's the amp. It's a Zatagi B501P with a power meter attached to it. It's a 24 volt amp, so I've got that power supply at the bottom powering it. Only on setting 1, I don't know if you can see on the control knob. Setting 1 with about 12 watts in, so yeah, I don't know, I'll be doing 60 odd 70 watts, so nothing too spectacular. So, and the microphone, using the Capo microphone, so we'll see how we get on. Also, this radio has a microchips high gain Roger beep installed, so I've made sure that's turned off at 10 meters. I'm sure a few would appreciate a high gain beep on 10, but anyway, so that's turned off. It'd be quite amusing to have it on, but I'm sure some will comment. Is this frequency in use, please? Mike 0 Oscar Golf Yankee M0OGY listening. Call CQ. This is Mike 0 Oscar Golf Yankee Mexico 0 Oscar Golf Yankee listening.
Mine's 135 feet long now because the wire that came with it broke, and I had to replace it with whatever I had, which was 135 feet of number 12 stranded. And it, it works okay. It certainly, the thing about the extended double zaps and things with open wire feeders is, especially balance line, is that when they get wet, they sort of detune, but the other one doesn't. So it provides me with communication, and like yourself, it makes me able to work 80 through 10, but I still prefer this antenna overall. So I can hear you fine on the end-fed, but you're stronger. So at one point in your transmission, you were up to S7 on your transmission. But if I had closed my eyes, at some point you almost sound like you're S9 because your audio, by the way, is really good, really nice. However, you've got it adjusted. You've done a good job on that, David. Okay, my friend. Well, I'm going to try to pick up a few more stations if anybody's out there. Otherwise, then I'm going to go to the barn and start doing my chores. It's a bit of a mess out there because everything was frozen, and so I got everybody watered. But I still have to do the mucking out, and everything takes longer when stuff is so cold. So I'll turn it back to you for a final. Anything you might want to add or talk about? If you do, that's great. We can keep going. Otherwise, I will say 7-3. And wish you a very good and safe day there down there in Kentucky. You didn't actually say where in the state you were, but maybe on your next overrun you can let me know on that. So back it comes. Take good care of yourself. Thank you so much for calling me. I really appreciate it. And so back it comes. Kilo Yankee 4 Delta Alpha Victoria VE1RNM. Back to you, David. Finishing up a conversation with David in Kentucky. Yeah, stand by. David, are you still copying me? Kilo Yankee 4 Delta Alpha Victoria. Looks like I lost him. So the Mike 0, please come back.
Yeah, the call is Mike 0 Oscar Golf Yankee Mexico 0 Oscar Golf Yankee QSL.
Yeah, QSL, Mike 0, Oscar Golf Yankee, Victor Echo 1, Romeo November. Mike, copying you 5556, but great audio. Name is Rick, Romeo India Charlie Kilo, and located in Northern Nova Scotia. So back it comes to you, and I'll update the signal report as the bands change. Mike 0, Oscar Golf Yankee, Victor Echo 1, Romeo November Mike, back to you.
Victor Echo 1, Romeo November Mike. This is Mike 0, Oscar Golf Yankee. The name is Dave, Delta Alpha Victor Echo, and I'm in the county of North Lincolnshire in the UK. I'll give you a report on the next over. You sound very well. Back to you, my friend.
Okay, very fine. Mike 0, Oscar Golf Yankee, Victor Echo 1, Romeo November Mike. You're 5 and 8, Dave, and nice punchy audio. So whatever you're doing a great job. Maybe you can let me know where actually, like the sort of rough location where that QTH is. I'm not familiar with that place, and that is my loss. That is my loss because my wife's family are all from the UK, and yeah, been wanting to go over to visit, and I should know where all the counties are. So maybe you can just give me a rough idea of where that is so I can find it on a map. Anyway. Yeah, so we're about 150 kilometers from the capital, Halifax. We're on the most inland portion of the northern part of Nova Scotia, Dave. Just listening, we're transmitting back and forth. On my end is an extended double ZEP that was designed for 20 meters, and it's only about 20-25 feet off the ground, and the rig is an old FU1000 MP Mark V field. So back it comes to you, Dave. Mike 0, Oscar Golf Yankee, Victor Echo 1, Romeo November Mike, standing by.
Victor Echo 1, Romeo November Mike, Mike 0, Oscar Golf Yankee, all understood. Yeah, I'm in the centre of the UK on the northeast coast. I'm actually filming this QSO. You probably won't believe the radio I'm running, but I'll go ahead on this. So I'm running a 1984 Westland 707, which originally was a Citizens Band radio, and it's got a DDS modification, so it's all digital, and I'm filming it now. So if you look on YouTube under M0OGY, you'll see it. The microphone is a Capo power microphone. I'm running around 100 watts, just SWR's a little high, through a Zetagi linear, a 24 volt linear, and also the antenna is a Vortex Quasar Q82 Mark II vertical, so it looks a bit like the old Sigma 4 CB antenna on a mast. So that's what we're running this way. So don't know what you think on that. Your FT1000 sounding very well. I run one of my main radios in my main shack is a Yaesu FT1000 Delta. So yeah, nice radio there. So back to you. Nice to work here this afternoon. Over.
Golf Yankee, Victor Echo 1, Radio Nancy Mike, wow. Westland 707. Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing is I'm opening your webpage now on the YouTube, and so I was just doing that, and you said you're filming that, so I'm hoping to be able to, okay, I'm looking at a piece of communications equipment. Oh, by the way, maybe when you come back to me, you can give me a signal report. I don't know how well calibrated that is. It doesn't matter. Whatever you think, you're obviously able to hear me. So, yeah, that power mic is really punchy. I'm not familiar with it, but it's really puts the audio through. Just give me a moment. Let me just scroll down here. I've got your webpage open. It looks really cool. This is the on your YouTube channel, and yeah, just stand by for a second, Dave, while I just scroll down and see if I can find this. Okay?
Yes. Okay. I put the video on of this actual particular radio 4 days ago. It's had quite a lot of interest. I think it's had about 7,000 views now. So yeah, have a look. That's what I'm running into a vertical antenna. It's doing about 120 watts. I'm doing about 120 watts with about 12 watts of drive. Over.
Okay, QSL. Are Are you in the video section? Okay, so I've got it up, and there's a communications receiver, there's popular videos. Where is the section where you're actually filming it currently? Like, are you actually doing this and uploading it at the same time, bud?
No, negative. I'm filming it on a Sony Handycam, and I will upload it tonight. So it's not a live stream, but if you look in videos at the top of the page, you will see a video of this particular radio, not actually in action, me having a look round it. So I will upload this video later tonight. And your report, by the way, you're about a 5x5, but absolutely rock crushing audio. Over.
Okay, QSL. Well, thank you so much. And by the way, I appreciate the audio report. You've got a lot of videos here to look at. Okay, I've got a lot of stuff to look at here. So they're very interesting. And yes, I'm not familiar at all with that particular model. And maybe you can just quickly let me know, is it a radio that was manufactured in the UK? Is it a UK manufacturer? You said from 1984. There was a 707 which was made by Yaesu. It was a rack mount radio, and I'm wondering if perhaps, see, like, Yaesu also had some radios that were branded with heat kit names. The little, there was, I'm trying to remember what the thing was. It was the 747. Heat kit also had a version of it, which they branded. And I'm wondering if the 707 is a Yaesu radio, which was branded, was branded, that's what you call it. You're calling it a Westland. So maybe that was the case. I always wanted one of those 707s because they had a rack mount with them with a tuner and a speaker. It was very, very cool looking. I just like rack mounted stuff. Anyway, if I could rack mount my FD1000MP, I would. Even though it's a little on the big side to be doing that, Dave. So anyway, I heard that you guys got a big windstorm. I wonder how bad it was. You've been getting a lot of that. We've had a lot of windstorms, but since it's gotten colder and the temperature is like just consistently minus 20 C at night or better. You know, we had one that was minus 25 tonight. Last night was minus 20. Today it will be about a high of minus 7. But I'm just kind of curious, and hopefully you didn't suffer any damage. But anyway, yeah, that's quite a collection of videos. Anyway, maybe you can let me know on the windstorm there, if you don't mind. Hopefully everything's fine. Mike 0, Oscar Golf Yankee, VE1RNM, back to you, Dave.
Yeah, QSL, okay, all understood. If you look on the video, I'm showing a Yaesu radio I actually have in here. I have a Yaesu Fox Tango 840, a very favourite radio, which this one stood on. No, this is actually a radio made in Japan, and it's a Citizens Band radio. It's actually for CB radio, a multi-mode CB, which did actually originally go into the amateur band, but this one's been modified with a modern system inside called DDS. So it's got like a VFO built in, where you've got rid of this sort of the channel readout. So yeah, we're running around 120 watts. The meter's showing. The SWR's a little high, as it's actually, this antenna is tuned for the CB band, which is obviously below 10. So yeah, the windstorm, yeah, wow, it was very bad yesterday in Ireland and also Scotland and the north part of the country. And in Ireland, I believe it was up to 114 miles per hour, the wind. Lots of damage yesterday. I'm in the centre of the country, and we had winds up to, I'm not sure, 70 or 80 miles an hour. But luckily all my antennas, I do have a large mast, this is on a mast that tilts over, and I also have a Strumec Versa tower with a 4-element delta loop for 10 and 11 meters on. So that's all tilted over, so I always tilt my antennas over, being wise. And you're right, it's getting very bad weather these days. We get a lot of wind and cold weather, so it's nearly minus now again. Over.
Okay, QSL. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and that's yeah, 140 miles an hour, and even 80 miles an hour. That's just short of hurricane wind, so that does a lot of damage. We had one, the worst one we had here was just shy of 200 kilometers per hour, which would be 160 miles per hour. That was in the end of September of 2022, and that's the one that destroyed all our big trees that I had my antennas on. Just raving right over. Blew the end of our barn out. I got to get a picture of that up on my QRZ.com page. There's a picture of me with a chainsaw that was cutting up the damaged material on the front of it. But boy, those are any 140, even 90 miles an hour is catastrophic. I just think it's a catastrophic damage. And that just seems to be the course of the day now. So terrible. But anyway, at least if you can get your mask over. What I do is I just drop my wires on the ground. I wanted to get a tower, but I haven't been able to commit to my while. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure that I want to have that much aluminum up on the tower with the kind of winds that we're getting now. By the way, I think I found it. It's called exclusive new product, Westland Retro modified DDS CD radio receiver. It's a very cool looking thing. And oh yeah, that's right here, Westland. So that's the radio you're using. Well, it's a very, very nice looking thing. And to be honest with you, we'll talk about this on the air. From the dark side a long time ago of being a CBer. That was a very long time ago, back in the time of and but then I didn't get a hand license, so I went from showing listener, broadcast band listener, CBer in the early 1970s. Fires and all this stuff. Glowing. And then, of course, I have like this in 1992. Yeah, I like the equipment. TV radio that can be converted to years. I mean, it's working great for you. Really working great. And he was a very, very well made. He's going to be Japanese. So, yeah. Congratulations on that day. So yeah, I'm going to watch that video later. I've just got into hold time for a second because so I can just pay attention talking with you. So anyway, hopefully that'll be your last windstorm for quite some time. And so anyway, I lost the last guy I was talking to, so I don't want that to happen here. Band conditions. We did get a geomagnetic storm of a minor thing. So I suspect that things are a bit unsettled, so I don't want to lose you before I get a chance to say goodbye. So we've actually been chatting for 10 or 15 minutes, which is fantastic. So I'll turn it back to you for anything you want to add to it. Otherwise, I don't want to lose you before I get a chance to say goodbye. But anything else you want to talk about, that's great too. So back here comes Dave, Mike 0, Oscar Golf Yankee, VE1RNM, standby.
Yeah, okay, all understood, and the signal is fading now. There was another station nearly coming over you. Yeah, you got the wind speed wrong. I said 114. That's 114. 114 miles an hour over in Ireland, and about 80, 90 in England. Okay, I'll bid you 7-3. From Mike 0 Oscar Golf Yankee. Thanks for coming back to me. Been a pleasure, and my first 10-meter contact on this radio. 7-3, my friend, from Mike 0 Oscar Golf Yankee. Thanks for the QSO, and keep an eye out for the video.
Okay, fine business. Well, I will certainly look forward to watching the video, and thanks so much for calling me, because I now know about your page, and I can look at all that great stuff. And I made the correction on the 114 miles per hour, which is still horribly high. It's still a really, really bad wind speed. I mean, that is hurricane. That's beyond hurricane. So take care of yourself, Dave. Thank you so much for the contact. I really, really enjoyed it. You and your family take care of yourselves, and enjoy the weekend, my friend. Mike 0 Oscar Golf Yankee. Best wishes. Victor Echo 1 Romeo November Mike. Bye bye.
Victor Echo 1 Romeo November Mike, Mike 0 Oscar Golf Yankee 7-3 and bye bye.
7-3. November Mike, Victor Echo 1 Romeo November Mike.
Yeah, so that was some contact, wasn't it? So yeah, that's a recommendation. The Capo power mic, he was saying what massive audio it was. Look, it's on volume 2 on the slider. I dare think what it does when you get it halfway up. So yeah, that's what we was running. I would have thought he would have heard me if I didn't even have that amp on. And like I say, the amp's only on position 1 and it goes up to 6. So yeah, first impressions on 10 meters, what a radio. So we'll see if there's any further contacts. I might get another 1 or 2, but I think that's enough to prove that it certainly works well on 10 meters. So I'll be back in a moment. Mexico 0 Oscar Golf Yankee.
Mexico 0 Oscar Golf Yankee. Good afternoon. You're flying right here in the coast of Maine. My Echo name here is Jose KB1TCD. How did you survive the windstorm yesterday? Back to you.
Yeah, hello Jose. My name's Dave. Denmark Alpha Victoria Echo, and I'm in the county of North Lincolnshire. Yes, all my antennas was tilted over and they're up again. So nice to work you for the first time over in Maine, over.
Well, I'm glad you made it through. Yeah, I came up with vertical antennas because of that, Dave, and I just use wires because we get wicked bad winds here once in a while. They cause nor'eastern storms. And yes, we're in Bristol, Maine. It's not a mile from the ocean here, but the woods in the middle of the state. Back to you.
Yeah, QSL, Bristol, Maine. Now, I'm near the steel town of Scunthorpe in the county of North Lincolnshire. So yeah, nice to work you. I'm running around 120 watts from a small amplifier into a Vortex Quasar Q82 vertical antenna, and the radio is a converted CB radio, a Westland 707 DDS, and I'm actually filming the QSO now. So that's the radio I'm running over.
I'm doing a great job, Dave. Yeah, I'm running a Linko DXSR8. It's a 100-watt radio, but actually does more than that. It's running about 115, 120 watts. Forward power right now, Dave. Microphone is a Heil PR781. It's in the homemade 40-meter half-wave end-fed antenna, about 60 feet up on a tree, Dave. Thank you.
Yeah, QSL, your report, you're about 5x7, 57, beautiful audio from the Heil mic. Well, yeah, this is a converted Cybernet based radio with a DDS unit, so it's got some modern internals with a digital screen. and the microphone is a Capo power microphone. Again, it's you know, CB radio equipment converted, and running a Zetagi B501P linear on setting 1 around 120 watts with 12 watts PEP drive. Over. Yeah, QSL, could you just repeat your call? My memory is absolutely terrible these days for call signs. Over.
Sure, David. Kilo Bravo Tango Charlie Delta Kilo Baker 1 Kilo Canada Denmark. QSL?
Yeah, QSL got that for the log. Yeah, my memory, short-term memory, is not very good. I had a problem a few years ago that I used to be able to remember call signs very easily, but not so much so nowadays. So yeah, we've had some bad winds here. It's very calm today and been sunny, but it's nearly freezing again. So how's the weather over there in Maine? Over. All right, yeah, I get you. Yeah, I'm trying to think now. So anyway, I'll pass it back to you for the final. If you're interested in seeing your QSO, I am filming it for my YouTube channel, which is my call sign, Mike 0 Oscar Golf Yankee. So if you want to see what you sound like, I will be uploading it later. I've got your good self and a gentleman over in Canada to put on the film. So if you want to have a look, I'll look up on YouTube. Over.
Oh, very good. I'll do that when we get back to the house, Dave. I'm in the shack that's above the garage, and so it's not next to the house, so the Wi-Fi doesn't get here, but I do have it at the house. I'll do that later on. Thanks, Dave, and great talking to you, and stay warm, and keep out of the wind. Unless you're talking to you, we'll do it again soon. Mike 0 Oscar Golf Yankee Kilo Bravo 1 Tango Charlie Delta. By the way, I'm in Lincoln County. 7-3.
Yeah, 7-3s. I can actually hear another stateside station below you still. Okay, 7-3s, and nice to hook up with you this afternoon. 7-3s from Mike 0 Oscar Golf Yankee. Bye bye.
But surprisingly, we haven't really been active as much as we should with like 17 or 18 operators. It's kind of strange. And a lot of the guys seem to like the digital nodes, FT8. Have a great activation. ya que está ahí activando.
Wait, anything for you. He really is a nice guy like that. But it's just, he gets a little too clingy sometimes, and you don't have time all the time for people, and he gets angry with that. He thinks you should always have the time. You know who else does that kind of sort of lately is IZI. I get IZI call me all the time, and if I don't answer the phone, he's like, where the hell you been?
Anyway, if I have to replace this old SU1000MP, it will be with either one of those or a DX10, or maybe even one of the Yaesu 710. But I think probably the 7300 or the DX10 would be my choices. And I'm not stuck with any particular brand because, like tractors and trucks, I believe that all the brands make something good, and somebody once said to me that, the good ones are good and the rest are junk. So, but for the most part, I don't think there's many lemons when it comes to radios. I think most radios are pretty good. So, anyway, won't hold it where the conditions are up and down, but it's nice. I'm very happy to be able to give you at least an F9, and I suspect that with the conditions up and down, you probably would exceed that with your linear for sure. And you obviously have a very good antenna because you're hearing me so well. I'm just running the 100 watts here from using the Yaesu studio mic, the MD200. So I'll turn it back to you, Phil, and hopefully I haven't dropped into the mud, down into the mud, and you can still copy me. Golf 3 Uniform Golf Kilo, Victor Echo 1 Radio Nancy Mike. Back to you, Phil.
So, another couple of contacts. 10 metres is absolutely wide open to the States and Canada this afternoon. I didn't probably need the linear on, to be fair. I bet I could have worked them fairly easily on the 12 watts on single sideband. Oh, it's nice to wear the Ozutagi linear. So, on that note, I will be using this radio fairly frequently in future. Keep watching the videos, liking and subscribing. I know there's a lot of interest on this radio, and I'm sure that's just proved a point that it works extremely well on 10 metres. As I said, this antenna's tuned for 11 metres and CB radio, so it's a little bit high on SWR, a bit too high for my liking, but not massively high. Maybe 1.5 to 1, 1.6 to 1. I'm still not keen of putting out even like that into that amp, but anyway, proved it works. So thanks for watching the video. Best 73 from Dave M0OGY 2680025. Bye bye. He's watching you. Bye bye.